0 by 0 is the structures and typedef text. As I've always said, go through these resources to understand more about structures and typedef. So I'm just going to head over to the task and get started. So the first task says you should define a new type struct doc when the following elements, or the following element rather. So these are the elements that's going to be present in this struct doc. So I'm going to revise my Visual Studio Code and I'm going to create the file which is doc. Okay, it's not there. So that's doc.h, and I'm going to include it so that I won't have preprocessor error. So okay. So now you don't want to forget your basic style of coding, and in order for you to do for this structures, this is how you do the documentation of the structure. So you write the type name, which is struct, and the name of the function of the structure rather. Then you want to write the structure for a doc, and the element inside. Then you're going to do this for the element inside. So the first one there is name, so say the name of the dog, and the next one is age, which is a float data type, the dog's age, and the last one which is for the owner. So that's for it, that's everything you need to do. Then you come down and then you define the structure, which is struct dog. Okay, struct dog, and you want to put everything you needed, which is the elements that you have provided inside your project, which is the first one is the char, which takes a pointer variable, which is name, and you have the float, which is age, and you have another char which is the owner. Then don't forget to put your semicolon here to end what you're doing. So I'm going to do hash and if to end the conditional statement. And one thing I do love to do in my program is I love to include my headers inside these main headers whenever I'm dealing with the main header. So whenever I include this my header file, then I don't need to start writing actually including all the programs. So this is just going to save me the time of doing that. Okay, and I'm going to do this too, because I'll be using this malloc somewhere. Okay, alright, so that's for this, and I'm going to save it. Yeah, I already did that. Now the next thing for me is to create the test file to see if this is working, and I'm gonna head over to Alex to copy the testing file, then compile it to see if it's going to work. Now it's time for compilation. So I'm just gonna wait for it to compile. I don't know why the compilation is taking a lot of time. Anyway, I'm just gonna wait. So after compiling this, it should guess something is wrong with this, because it doesn't take this long to compile it. Okay, I guess something was wrong. Yeah, I didn't save this. I knew something was definitely wrong. That will be the same for this. Okay. So same error. What's wrong? Oh, I did save this. I saved this. And I saved this. Oh my bad. That ought to be main and not mean. That ought to be main and not mean. Okay, it should work now. Okay, so that's compiled. Now it's time for me to let's see if it's working. So if I get this output there, then it means the code I just wrote is correct and it's functioning well. Because I'm just going to use that to do whatever I want to. Somehow slow today. Okay, this is fast. So I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, yeah, it's worked now. Okay, yeah, it's working well now. So you can see I got this from the compilation. Alright, so now I'm going to head over to the next task, which is the task 1. So here in this task, it says you should write a function and initialize a variable of type struct doc. Yes, the type is struct doc. Okay, so I'm just going to show something here for you to see, and if it doesn't load, then it's my network. Anyway, for me not to waste your time, let's just copy this. I'm going to copy this and going to paste this here, save it, then create a new file for this. Okay, so what we are expected to do here is to create a function that initializes the structure. So I'm going to include my main. Oh, sorry, it's ought to be dog.h and not main. And the name of that function is this. This is the name of the function. So I'm going to go over to the example now to explain what exactly you are expected to do. So now look at this. You know, it says write a function to that initialize a variable to type struct doc. So this is the function that is going to perform that task. And if you look at this function here, we'll call this function here, which is init doc, and we passed in this structure that we created here. We did that here, and we pass in this argument, which is the name, the age, and the owner. So I think that's a clue to what we are expected to do. So now the first thing I want to do is I want to write this. This is to undo a particular situation in the So after doing that, then I want to initialize. There are two ways you can do this. You can either use this difference it and put a dot name equals to name, or you do this, which is the hyphen then greater than age equals to age. It's still the same thing. So since this one is short, you can just opt in for this one. So we have age and we have the owner, and lastly we have the owner. So this is going to initialize the structure. Okay, so I'm going to copy the test file, and hopefully I don't get errors. Then it's time for me to copy this, compile, and see if it works. But I'm just going to ensure that this is saved and this is saved. And lastly, this manual is saved. Hopefully it's going to compile. I'm not going to get some segmentation fault nor some gigantic errors. So just gonna wait and see the drama it's gonna do. Oh, bravo, yes, that's what. So I don't have to go through debugging. Okay, so it worked. Alright, so this is how you do for the second task. And now to the task 2, it says write a function that prints a structure. So there's a prototype. You want to copy this prototype and you want to come down here I didn't remember to create the file, so I'm just going to copy the file name again. Create the file, go to the header and drop the prototype there. Then copy the prototype, go back to this, then include the main, and then start writing the function. So the function is meant to, okay, so why is this giving me error? Okay, it's up to be dog and not main. So now it says we have to write a function that is going to print a structure, and there are some conditions that were attached to it. It says, okay, you're not allowed to use the standard. You are allowed to, which means we can use printf if an element of D is null, print nil instead of this element. Okay, so it means if name is null, we're going to print nil. if owner is null, but you print nil, and if D is null, then we ain't gonna print anything. So let's do this. So if D equals to null, if D equals to null, so they were instructed to give it to return nothing, so it's not going to return anything. So I'm going to tap, it's not going to return nothing. And if any of the, which means something like name equals to null, then this is going to be like this. Then you have D new value will now be equals to, which is nil, and that goes well for the other one, which is if the hyphen owner equals to null, then the hyphen owner equals to nil. So once we're done with this, then we want to print everything, which we're going to use the printf. So the printf let me check that condition again. Okay, so the printf is going to be something like this: name, capital letter. Let me check the answer here. So this is what, that's the type of outcome they want from us. So I'm just gonna do this. So it's gonna be name with this double colon, and I'm gonna use %s, then a new line with a, then the next one is age, that's %f since it's a float value, and a new line. Then the next one is owner, and the owner is gonna be equals to %n since it's also a string, and that's the end for that. Then comma, the hyphen, the first one is gonna be name, the second one is going to be age, and the third one is going to be owner. So that's for the text. Now go ahead and save it. Then create your text file to check if what you did is correct. Hopefully we don't get errors. Okay, that's an implicit declaration of function, which means something wasn't saved. The header file was not saved. Fine, we have that. So we're just gonna run it. Okay, bravo, we got our answer. It's printed according to what they requested for. Okay, so that number 3, that we have A, B, C. So I'm just gonna try and do this 4th one, so I think we should be able to undo the rest. It's getting a little tired. So this is the typedef, which is for renaming. It's just used for renaming a data type. So define a new type dog underscore t as a new name for the type struct. Okay, so in order for you to do this, for this to work, so this is the new name for the dog type. It's quite easy. So you just gonna go inside this header file, and you want to come somewhere around here, and you do a typedef. So now we typedef, then the name of the structure, which is struct dog, and the name where you want to refer it to dog underscore t. So this is gonna take the new name for the struct. So instead of, when we wanted to work with this, we were doing struct dog, but now that we've done the typedef, if you also come down here, you wrote dog underscore t, it's still going to work for this. So it's still the same thing. If you do this, it's still gonna work for you. So that's for this. That's with tax 4. So I'm just gonna go save this, and I'm gonna come down here to copy this, and okay, sorry, my bad, I need to do this first. Let's see if it's going to run. Okay, it's compiled. Now D. Okay, bravo, it's worked. Alright, so that's it for this video. So I think I'm going to stop here for this video. So with these 4 tasks that I've done for you, there's over here the dog, the first one and the second one, then you should be able to undo the rest. You just try and use what you've learned from here to undo the 2 tasks. They are quite easy. You just need to make use of your malloc and you're free. So let me just try a little and see what I can do about this task here, to give you some clue on what you do. I'm not gonna finish it. It's quite long. And you're going to copy this. Put this here, you save it, then okay, we're going to include the main the dog header file. Want to do this. So since this is going to create a new instance, which means it's going to create a new dog, then we want to do that. And also we're going to copy some stuff inside this. So this is what you want to do. You want to declare some integers first, instead of using, you're not allowed to use those standard library like the string library. So what you want, let me check if that's possible. Anyway, I think I should just go with the manual way. So you're gonna do this, int I equals to 0 and j equals to 0, then k, which we're going to use to copy those later. Then you want to declare a new which we're going to use the doc.t data type to do that, which you can give it any name. So I prefer to give myself, which is a new dog, but it's going to be a pointer. And after that, I just want to assign a memory for it. I'm going to assign a memory, and that'll be size of doc.t. So that will be the size I'm going to allocate for this, and I'm going to do this if, and that's if it fails. Then I want you to do this, which means you're gonna free this, and after you free this, then I want you to return no. So that's the first thing you do. I might as well finish this. So that's for this and dog, which is the first one you want to do. And the next thing you want to do is you want to allocate a space for this. But before you allocate a space for this, you want to get the size of the name and the character. So how do you do that? You're going to use the while loop, which is while, that's name. Let me see this way. Or should I use the other part, which is name, while name and hi. Okay, it's not equals to 0. It's not equals to the null character. Then I want you to increment I. So I is gonna take the length of the character there. So I is going to take the length of the character. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing for the J. And the J is going to be J plus plus. And here is going to be polar. Okay, so that done. So we have J, we have the length of that. So now N dog. Then we have the name. So I want to allocate a memory for this malloc. Then I have the size of n dog. Then I'm going to multiply it with high so that I can get the sufficient memory for that. And I'm going to just write this if. So if and dog of a name equals to no, then I want you to free and dog, and I also want you to free and dog name, and at the same time I want you to return no. Okay, so that's it. And now I'm going to copy, which the copy that you were asked to do. So while for k equals to 0 and k is less than I, then we have k plus plus, and we're gonna have this as owner on k equals to and a dog, I think owner, then k. So it's going to copy all the characters inside this place. So you will not do the same, not do this for the next one. So at the end you're going to return a pointer, which is this n dog. So in the end you're going to return this, but before that you want to repeat this. So for copying the other one, which is the n dog hyphen h, it's now be equals to h. So this is just pretty straightforward. And you want to do the same thing for the n dog owner equals to malloc the size of n dog multiplied by j. Then you do the same thing, but for this case you want to free owner as well. You freed this, you already allocated the memory for this thing, so you want to free owner as well for that. Maybe I should just quickly do that so you can see. Then you can just run the test file. It's not running the test file, you can debug for the errors. You can debug the errors yourself. Then you want to do this. This has to be name and not owner. I haven't done that for owner yet. Yes, name. It's going to be name. So just to look if this is correct. Again. Right. I think I still have another error somewhere. I wonder why it's expecting this. So I wonder what it's looking for. I mean, wants me to do something like this. That's incorrect. Oh, I get it. Was a typo error. This is what it ought to be. Okay, so okay, I ended up doing everything. So the next one is quite easy. The next task is quite easy, so you just have to follow the conditional statement, and if the conditional statement if it is null, then you want to free. So that's how that works for that. If you free, so you can just go through this. I'm not gonna test it. I'm a bit tired while making this video, so you can just run it. You know how I did the previous task, so you can run it and see if it's going to work for you, and if it's not working, then debug it. I believe by now you know how to debug. You just have to read the errors is giving you, then go straight to where the error is and debug it. Okay, that'll be all for now. Have a wonderful day.